In this video, I'll be talking about Fabric capacity. Now, Microsoft Fabric capacity is a shared, scalable compute resource that basically powers all the workloads within Fabric, like data engineering, business intelligence, analytics, and other workloads. It is basically measured in capacity units. So we call it as CU. All the capacity units are managed through Fabric licenses. Now you can purchase the Fabric license through Microsoft Azure. Capacity units defines the total processing power and memory and scale available at any given time. Basically, it replaces individual billing for workloads. Now, Fabric has many components like the data factory, Power BI, data warehouse, etc. Now, all these individual workloads can be built using one capacity unit. So, capacity unit, you just need to buy capacity unit and then you can utilize all other applications within Fabric. Now, how it works is it works on a concept of like bursting and smoothing. Now, if the workload exceeds an assigned capacity, it can temporarily burst for short spikes. Now, the excess usage is smoothed out over a quieter periods to avoid throttling. So that means even if it exceeds the capacity units, total processing power and memory and scale that are available, it allows you to burst and then it smoothens out when there are quieter periods. So that basically avoids the throttling part. Now, capacities are purchased in Azure SKUs. So as you see over here, Azure SKU you can purchase from F2 till F2048. So F2, F4, F8, F16, F32, F64, and then it goes on till F2048. Now, based on the number, you can easily say that when it is F2, there are two capacity units. When there's F256, there are 256 capacity units. And these are the estimated costs. So this is the estimated cost for an individual capacity unit. So F2 currently cost around $458. Similarly, F2048 cost $469,856, and that's per month. Now, the best part with pay as you go service is that you can turn on and off the usage. So, if you pause the capacity, you will not be billed. So, F2 starts with $458. All right, so Fabric Capacity Metrics app. Now, how will you track the consumption? There is an app which is a Power BI app which you can use, which is available out of the box. So Fabric Capacity Metrics app, you just need to install this app. Fabric Capacity Metrics app provides monitoring capabilities for Fabric capacity. Now app can be used to monitor various capacity consumption. So you can buy multiple Fabric capacity, and then with the help of this Power BI report, you will be able to view the consumption. Now the app help you identify when to scale up or down or when to turn auto scale. Capacity admin user can install the app. However, the capacity admin user needs to have some sort of a Power BI license. So that's a prerequisites. Now, capacity unit is used to measure the power available for your capacity. So there are a couple of applications, Fabric Capacity Metrics app and Fabric Chargeback app, but then I'm referring to the Microsoft Fabric Capacity Metrics app. This is how the app will look like. So I'm going to explain you all this component in the demo, but this is how the app will look like. With the help of the app, you will be able to view the utilization, throttling, overages, and other system events. Now in admin portal, there is a setting called as a capacity setting. From there, you can manage the capacity. And in Microsoft Fabric, you just need to go to appportal.azure.com and then from there, create a Fabric capacity. All right, so let's look into the demo. Now I have logged into powerbi.com. So app.powerbi.com. Now over here, if you click on this question mark, you will be able to click on about Power BI over here. Now this will show you the home region. So make sure that your region is closest to where your organization or your customer or where you reside. Now, this is important because if this is not set correctly, then all the infrastructure which you set up within Power BI, you will not be able to work through the data residency, the data compliance part. Okay. Now, the concept of Power BI is like you have a workspace. So you can go ahead and create a workspace. So if I click on your workspace and I can, once you create a workspace is basically a container to store all your artifacts and fabric, like the app, the lakehouse, the pipeline. Now you can name the workspace, and then from here you can assign the license to the workspace. Now this is important. So Power BI basically had all these licenses, right? Like the Power BI Pro, Power BI Premium, Power BI Embedded. Now I have a Power BI Pro license, so I can select this. That's why it is allowing me to select it. Now this is the most common workspace type for Power BI. Select when you want the features such as collaboration on reports, dashboards, and scorecards. Now this is only specific to Power BI. Then there is a Power BI Premium per user SKU. Basically, you can select this when you want to have more refreshes for your semantic model that's used more than 1 gigs of memory and the XMLA endpoint. Now, apart from that, there is something called as a Fabric and Power BI workspace type. So we have Fabric, we have a Fabric trial, Power BI Premium. Now, from a capacity point of view, you should be able to attach a capacity to a workspace. Now I'll show you an example. Like I have already have this workspace. So if I go into workspace, I have Girish workspace over here. And if I go to workspace settings, you can see all the workspace details over here. You can see the workspace type, what type of workspace it is. It is connected to a Fabric trial workspace. Okay. Now, if I click on edit, you will see the Fabric trial. Select when you want to access the capabilities offered in Fabric for free for 60 days before deciding to purchase. And this is the workspace trial capacity. All right. So how do we view the capacity? So if I click on settings, if I navigate to admin portal, under capacity settings, I'll be able to see all the capacity which I have for Power BI or Fabric. Now under capacity settings, there's Power BI Premium, Power BI Embedded, Trial, and Fabric capacity. Now if you see under trial, you can see that I already have a trial which is of F64 unit, region is Australia East. Now this is the trial capacity, but then think about like if you want to go to production. If you create any capacity in Azure, it will be available over here. So what you need to do, you need to click on purchase. Now, if you see the URL, it says portal.azure.com, right? All right. So let's jump into Azure. Now in Azure, if I navigate to portal.azure.com, you can go ahead and create a resource. From here, you can search for a resource. It's called as Fabric. It'll take you to Marketplace, and then from here you will see Microsoft Fabric. So Fabric delivers an end-to-end analytics platform from the data lake to the business user. So I'll click on create Microsoft Fabric. From here, it will create a Microsoft Fabric capacity. So as you see over here, this is a Microsoft Fabric capacity, and you can specify the subscription. Or I have a enterprise subscription. I'll click on resource group. Maybe let me pick up any resource groups. Maybe I'll just either select a new resource group, or maybe I'll just call it as a separate resource group. So I'll just name it as Fabric capacity and click on OK. From here, I'll give the capacity name. So I'll just call it as Fabric F2 June 2026. Australia East is the closest location. I can go ahead and select the size. Now, if you see over here, I just typed in with a space. So it says capacity name must contain only lowercase letters, invalid capacity Fabric name. So you cannot use that. So I'll just call it as a Fabric F2 June 2026. Let's see if it accepts that. It says invalid because it has hyphen maybe. So I'll just remove the hyphen, and now it has accepted it. Change size, I can go ahead and select the SKUs. So this is estimated per month 458. So prices presented here are estimates in your local currency that include only Azure infrastructure cost and any subscription or location discount. I'll select this. Fabric capacity administrator. So you have an option to select fabric capacity administrator. So I can select the user over here. So I have another user named as Alex. So I'll select Alex as a capacity administrator, or maybe I can select myself. So I'll select myself as an administrator. So you can only select one administrator, and then you click on review and create. Now it says, by clicking create, I agree to the legal terms associated with the marketplace, authorize Microsoft to bill my current payment method for fees associated with the offering, and then Microsoft may share my content details. So you come over here, and then the next step is to click on create. Now I'm not going to create it, but I just wanted to show you and walk you through the steps over here. And then once you create it, you will get another fabric capacity. So what you can do is you can attach that capacity to the new workspace. So if I click on new workspace, here you will see another capacity for selection, and then you can attach that workspace to the capacity. All right, now once a capacity is created, say over here, I have used this workspace. So this is Girish workspace. And now I have so many pipelines, Lakehouse, Analytics Endpoint, etc. created over here. Now I've used it quite frequently. Now I want to see the consumption, the monitoring consumption. So you can go into apps, and from here, you can get apps and then search for Fabric. So Microsoft Fabric capacity, this app enables admin to monitor usage of compute and storage on that capacity. So if you click on it, it will start installing the app. Now I've already installed this app, and that's why you can see the app over here. Now if you want to view this app, you just click on Fabric Capacity Metrics app. Now I've already opened it ahead of time, so I'll just click over here, and then this is the application. So on the left hand side, you will see menu item health, compute storage, auto scale, compute for Spark, item history. And same on the top menu, you will see this information. Now let me go ahead and do it in full screen. I have an option to select high contrast colors as well. So if I click on high contrast 1, if I click on high contrast 2, and even I can select high contrast black. So that means it is quite accessible. Now if I just select high contrast no, and I'll go and select full screen. Now if you see over here, this entire application is now in a full screen. I have got a show navigation over here, and I've got a filter menu listed over here. All right, so if you see health, compute, storage, auto scale. Now under health, you will see the capacity. So I've got one capacity, average utilization is 0, throttled is 0, rejected capacities, background rejected capacities is all 0. This is the capacity name which I have. In the region, I have default region, and the capacity name is the one which I have selected, and it will show you the SKU. Now the SKU is FT64. Now if I would have purchased F2, then that F2 would have been listed over here. Now this is for last 24 hours, but if I want to see what happened in the last 1 hour, so it will go ahead and refresh the report, and I can change the timeline. I have an option to view the sparkline, yes and no. So if I click on view sparkline, yes, and then I can select multiple selections of the columns over here. Now under compute, I'll be able to see all the compute related metrics like the CU, the capacity unit. Now if you see under the workspace, I have pipeline, I have a lakehouse, and then these are the CUs which have been consumed. If I select over here, it will show the report page tooltip. Now it will load, and then it will display the report page tooltip. Now I can over here, and then I can see on Tuesday and on Monday, the 8th, I consumed the lakehouse and pipeline. You can also see the duration over here, and you can also view the operations and users. So for duration, you can see it's like 160.92, and for under operations, you'll be able to see the ribbon chart, how you have utilized the consumption. Now if you click on users, there's only one user which has used the application, so you will see from a user perspective which user has used this application. And also from on the right hand side, you will see the peak utilization is 0.06%, average utilization is 0.02%, And if you click on throttling, now before I click on throttling, you have an option to adjust your chart over here, right? Now if I click on throttling, it will show you the throttling. So interactive delay, interactive rejection, and background rejection. Now as I don't have enough data in it, it has got like some bits and pieces of utilization and throttling marks, which you can see over here in the chart. You can also see the overages. So overages carry forward, and the overage which has been built from here. You can also view the system events, which you can see from the right hand side. So this is how you can basically view the entire fabric capacity metrics. Now you can navigate to storage. Now either you can navigate through the top menu over here, or you can go into show navigation and then you can click on storage, auto scale, compute, and item history. Now storage by date, cumulative billable storage, and it will only show you 5 top workspace. So this is one of the workspace which has not even consumed much of the space for one lake storage. Now, if you click on auto scale compute for Spark, so you will see the CU metric ribbon chart, you see the CU usage over time, and other details. If you click on item history, you will be able to see the aggregate compute consumption, capacity units by items, which artifacts has consumed that capacity, like the pipeline, the lake house, etc., and then the scheduling frequency over here. So that's it, folks. This is how basically you can get into the capacity, understanding the fabric capacity metrics in Microsoft Fabric, how to install a capacity through Microsoft Azure, and then how to view the capacity related information in Microsoft Fabric capacity metrics application. Thanks for watching.